Imagine you have an important exam coming up. You know you need to study, but you keep putting it off. It's the day of the exam now, and a friend asks you to come over. After a long day with your friend, it gets to the end of the night, and you realize you missed your exam. You knew it was important and imperative to your grade, but you didn't take control of your time. And now, it's too late. Knowing that procrastination and seizing each day is something many people, including myself, have struggled with, I am now going to talk to you about 3 things that others, as well as myself, have found to be successful in order to seize each day, rather than waste them. These things include taking control of your time, learning from others, and lastly, positivity. My speech will be based on a great speech from the movie Dead Poets Society, when, in a classroom setting in the year 1959, a professor is speaking to a group of thriving, young-hearted teenage boys who have bright futures, but lack a sturdy foundation to achieve their aspirations. In the speech, the professor tells the boys to think of those long dead before them, and in a chilling imitation of the dead, he tells the boys what the dead might say to them if they could give them advice today. He says,
seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary.
Carpe diem, seize the day. It may not be 1959, and we may be past the stage of adolescence and a bit ahead of these young boys as far as our plans go in life, but still, how often do we seize the day? What can we do today to improve ourselves so that we can be extraordinary? The first attribute I'll share with you that makes successful people can be found in the beginning of this great speech, when the professor quotes lyrics from the 17th century song by Robert Herrick titled "To the Virgins, to make much of time," which goes, "Gather ye rosebuds while ye may, old time is still a-flying, and this same flower that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying." Here, we learn that a successful person understands that time and chance will dwindle away. They don't wait. They choose to take control of their time right now. Later in his speech, we find the second component of success, when the professor tells the boys to look to those of the past, who they were, and how they lived. Here, we glean that we can be successful today by learning to look to the examples of those of yesterday's past, those who have been where we are now. When we choose to learn from others, we can avoid mistakes they have made and have a better life than they had. The third antidote of success in seizing each day can be learned when, later in his speech, the professor talks about the feeling of invincibility and the belief of being destined for greatness. Have you ever felt like this? It is something that can fade if we let it, but it is successful people who nourish this feeling within themselves. They take and keep their thoughts positive. They let go of the "what if I can't" and dive into the possibilities of the "what if I cans." Successful people first begin with the belief that they will be successful. Even all these decades later since this great speech was given, we can benefit greatly from these 3 components I have adapted out of this great speech from Dead Poets Society. We learn that in order to be successful in seizing today, we first should not wait to do something that we can do right now. And second, we should learn from others so that we can avoid mistakes made by them in order to get ahead. And third, be positive and believe we can accomplish what we set out to do. When we follow these words of advice, we will not only be successful in the classroom, we will be successful in our field of study, in our talents and other interests, in the workforce, in society, or wherever we are. In short, we will achieve what the professor in my chosen great speech encouraged we do, which is to make our lives extraordinary.